Om Shanti. Good morning, everyone. So, today we have double Murlis, two Murlis to be studied, and both the Murlis are fantastic. So, I hope my screen is visible to all. So, the first Murli today is of the 17th of April 1969. The main sanskar of Brahmins is complete renunciates of everything. Complete renunciates means Sarvansha Tyagi. And that is what Baba is asking us. That is the main sanskars of Brahmins. Very beautifully, he has opened the Murli with what the meeting, four aspects of meeting is. And in order to establish love, the main thing which is needed is renunciation, which even Brahma Baba showed. And then he discussed about various aspects, benefits of how renunciation helps, followed by a very beautiful thing. He told that children are using the word efforts a lot. So don't be effort makers. And interestingly, if you see earlier Murli, if you see on the 12th of September, the Murli which we read, the inauguration of the spiritual museum in Abu. So when you read the title, we understood that probably Baba would be congratulating everyone about the spiritual museum. But instead, in that Murli, Baba didn't speak anything about this museum. He rather focused that children should be liking the word of effort, because one should not just go carried away with the seva, but should also focus on the purusharth effort. And in this, the next Murli itself, Baba again focuses. If you see, it's the 17th, the same day. He tells that again, don't just go blindly behind the word effort. So, in what context does he use the second Murli? That is very interesting to be seen. So, let us start reading this Murli. So the title is The Main Sanskars of Brahmin is Complete Renunciates of Everything. Why has a gathering of all of you specially been called here now? So remember, there were two gatherings on the same day. First one for the inauguration, and now Baba is meeting again on the same day. Four main things are necessary for a gathering. The first one is love for one another, a close relationship. Third one is responsibility for service. And the fourth one is the proof of the dharana, of knowledge and yoga. So whenever we meet for any gathering, these are the four aspects why one wants to meet each other. Now Baba is exploring the love aspect. Are you ready in all the four aspects? How do you have love for one another? What is the method to develop love for one another? The reason why you become distant with one another is that the sanskars and thoughts of one another do not match. So Baba is reminding, why are we unique from one another? Because the sanskars and thoughts do not match. How can the sanskars and thoughts of all of you become one? And someone responded, each one of us have our own sanskars. Then Baba says, what is the main sanskars of the Brahmin of the conference age? So Baba is, very nicely. These are the qualities of a good teacher, that he nicely comes on to the consensus of what is the common thing in each one of us. So firstly, he mentions that the sanskars of all Brahmins are different. That is what makes us unique in a way. But having said that, he tells what is the main sanskar of Brahmins of the conference age. What was the main sanskar of the corporeal form? Again, he reminds of the Brahma Baba. The sanskar of Brahma is the sanskar of the Brahmins. What was the main sanskar of Sakar Brahma? You saw that sanskar in Brahma Baba in its complete form, but among the Brahmins, it is according to their yoga and power. Baba's main sanskar was of being a total renunciate. Okay, so again, the title of the Murli, Baba has just revealed that the main sanskar of Brahma Baba was being total renunciate. Now, what does it mean to be total renunciate? Baba has given some characteristics following. So starting with, to be egoless means to be a total renunciate. The first aspect is egoless. Further, Baba says, such souls surrender everything that belongs to them. Surrender everything. When you become a total renunciate, you imbibe all the virtues. And the fourth one, not to see the defects of others is also renunciation. Okay, so ordinarily, when we think of having renunciation, it would probably mean that giving away everything, whatever we have, maybe our wealth, house, and family, and going to a remote place or jungle somewhere. Some people tell that that is what is tyagi means, but Baba is telling something else. He's telling egoless, surrendering everything, imbibing all values, virtues, and not to seek defects in others. So all these four aspects he will explore in further. If you have the practice of renunciation, you will be able to renunciate this also. To be a total renunciate means to also renounce the awareness of the body. Now he tells the definition of total would be even the awareness of body should be let go in. And so the main sanskar of Brahmins is to be a total renunciate. Which main virtues come through this renunciation? Easiness, that is implying easiness, lightness, and simplicity, and tolerance. So easiness and tolerance are the two main, although I've written here sixth and seventh, but these are the two main thing which Baba is highlighting in this Murli. So that is one probably litmus test. If we are easy and if we are having the tolerance power, probably we would directly inculcate the total renunciation. Those who have easiness and tolerance attract others, and they are able to have love for one another. If there isn't easiness, there cannot be love for others. This is the method to become loving towards one another. Firstly, be a total renunciate, even of the body. By being a total renunciate, there will automatically be easiness and tolerance. The sign of being a total renunciate is that there will be easiness and tolerance. You saw this in the Sakar form, did you not? Baba was easy and light to the extent that he was knowledgeful, which is known as having the sanskars of childhood. He was mature with elders and a child with children. So Baba has given one example of what does easiness imply when it comes to Sakar Baba. So when elder people used to meet him, elder people like scientists or politicians or anyone, Baba would talk to them just like how they are, as mature as they probably. And when Baba was meeting children, small kids, he used to act like a child. So he was very easy going that way. So that Baba has mentioned here. The behavior of all of you should be such that the image of Bap and Dada is visible through that. The image will not be visible through your words, but through your behavior. Come on. The image will not be visible through your words, but through your behavior. Do you have such behavior now? Is the image of Bap and Dada visible through your behavior? It is visible, but only sometimes. When you stabilize yourself in that stage and then do service, people understand from your words and your face that the one who has given knowledge to you is someone very elevated. They say that they do not see the image of Bap Dada in your behavior, but only sometimes. You are a camera. This is one of the swamans or affirmation which I liked in this Murli, a very unique one. Baba not mentioned it very often. So how Baba is coming to this camera, if you read the previous 8 to 10 lines, Baba is telling that the image of Bap and Dada would be revealed by our behavior, and that should not be sometimes, that should be always. And how will that happen? Baba tells, when you stabilize yourself in that stage and then do service, people understand from your words and your face that the one who has given knowledge to you is someone very elevated. And that is where Baba is telling you are a camera. A picture of Bab Dada is printed in your camera, yet you only show that sometimes. Why? Why do you not constantly show this picture? Someone mentioned, this is the effort. Yahi purusharth hai. Until when will you keep on using the word effort? Baba has caught that word, and now Baba speaks the almost half of the Murli on this word effort only. For how long do you still want to make effort? Will you keep on saying until the end that you are effort makers? Will you continue to say it as you are saying now till the end? The word effort now has to be changed. Although you will remain effort makers till the end, that effort will not be what you are speaking of now. The meaning of effort is not to make the same mistake twice. Okay, so Baba has used this effort in two different contexts. The first one is that we telling Baba we will attain that stage, but we are effort makers. So first meaning probably implies that it requires time. The more we put efforts, slowly, probably we'll reach. But the context which Baba is using effort is, the effort is that the same mistake should not repeat twice. Are you making such effort? You even have to put the meaning of effort into practical form. If you keep repeating the same mistake, how can you call the making effort? How can you call that making effort? Make effort to keep the aim of being an effort maker. Remove the use of the word effort in this way. I'll repeat. Make effort to keep the aim of being an effort maker. Remove the use of the word effort in this way. Tricky statements, but very deep. Now, there is effort even in the being of effort maker. This should not happen. How can you be loving towards one another? You won't become simply by corresponding through letters or by having a gathering. That is a physical aspect. You can only be loving towards one another when you match the thoughts and sanskars of one another. You have even been told the method of that. So someone responded, to be a total renunciate. Baba then tells, what are the signs of a total renunciate? Somebody answered, easiness and tolerance. Then Baba says, you will become loving when you imbibe these aspects. In order to bring about easiness, simply pay attention to one aspect at this time. It has been seen that at present your stage is based on praise. Okay, so if you remember 3 Murlis back, Baba told us specifically that don't go behind name and fame. And again, Baba highlights this. And I was just thinking, probably because the spiritual museum was inaugurated, so everyone would be so happy that such good thing has been done, and that praise was probably carrying on everybody. So that could be one aspect, and even otherwise, it is very generally seen that we get carried away with this praise. So Baba is exploring this further here after. It has been seen that at present, your stage is based on praise. There are the two terms, praise and defamation. So at present, your stage is based on praise. That is, there is the desire of greed for fruit of the action you perform. So in what context Baba is mentioning praise? Desire or greed for the fruit of actions you perform. You have desire for the fruit of the task you perform to a greater extent. If you don't receive praise, you are not able to maintain your stage. And when there is praise, you are able to maintain your stage. If there is defamation, you become orphans. You lose your stage and you forget the Lord and Master. So never think that you should be praised. Do not create your stage on the basis of praise. If your stage is based on praise, you will keep on fluctuating. If your stage is based on praise, you will keep on fluctuating. Day by day, there will automatically be an influence of the special children. But you must not be impressed by that yourself. If you accept the fruit here, you will finish your fruit for the future. Come on. If you accept the fruit here, you will finish your fruit for the future. The more you are making incognito effort and are an incognito helper, the more you create your incognito status. Incognito means gupt, silent. No matter how much others praise you, you yourself must not be influenced by that praise. Whatever tasks you perform, stay at the confluence and judge it accordingly, because all of you belong to the confluence age. This is why, whatever happens, there are always two sides to it. Stay at the confluence of both of these and then judge. Do not be on one side too much, nor on the other side too much. Stay at the confluence. The tasks you Brahmins of the confluence age perform are not being performed at the confluence. You go too much to one side or the other. You householders are also helpers in service, and so you have to stay at the confluence in order to look after both. Stabilize yourself in the stage in between the two. If you stay at the confluence, you will be able to do both accurately. Your food, drink, and clothes, etc., are all moderate. Make a judgment in this way by being stable in the stage of being in between, and then continue to move along. In some aspects, it is visible that you are either on one side or the other side to a greater extent, whereas you should be in between. The stage of being in between is the seed stage. To be just a point, Just as a seed is very stable, sorry, just as a seed is very subtle, the seed stage is also very subtle. You need courage, and the method to remain stable is the stage. You also have been given the aim of when to be a child and when to be a master. Whenever you have to be a child, do not be a master. And whenever you have to be a master, do not be a child. Many misunderstand this. Check this a great deal. Have the total consciousness of being a child and also a master. This is why you are told to stay at the confluence. Do not simply be a child, nor must you simply be a master. By having both virtues, you will be able to do everything accurately. To be a child means to be free from waste thoughts. Simply follow the orders and directions you receive. To be a master means to give advice. You also have to observe at what place and in what aspect you need to give advice. Do not become a master everywhere. If you are a master when you have to be a child, there will be a conflict of sanskars. I'll repeat. If you are a master when you have to be a child, there will be a conflict of sanskars. That is why, in order to become each other's helper, imbibe both aspects. Otherwise, there will be a conflict of sanskars. If you are a master when you have to be a child, then because there are two masters, there will be a conflict of sanskars. You have to be a master as well as a child. Be a master and give advice, and then when it becomes final, be a child and then be a master. Judgment by the intellect is when needed for when to be a child and when to be a master. Think about which form you have to adopt at what time. Be one with many forms. Do not always have just one form. As is the time, so should be your form. You don't become one with many forms in the wrong way. Become this in the right way. Acha. So Baba completes this first Murli. Second Murli is little short. It's quite short, just couple of pages. That is on the next day, next month, 8th May 1969. The method to become your thoughts, words, and deeds accurate. Okay, so this is again a small Murli where Baba highlights the quality of the Arjuna which we have read in Mahabharata. If you'll remember, there was an incident where Dronacharya, the guru of the Pandavas, asked each one, where do you focus? He told them to stand in front of a tree and asked them to aim at the bird. And none of the others answered him very well, other than the Arjun, that his focus was only at the eye, the dot where he had to aim. So Baba asks us, if you want to have that accuracy, what needs to be done? And the three methods is the same three words which Baba used at the time of the Sakar Baba used on the last day when he left. That is Nirakari, Nirvikari, Nirankari. So these three things Baba is asking us to focus, which will make our thoughts, words, and actions accurate. So small Murli, let us quickly read it. Today, Baba has come for a special task. Do all those who are sitting here consider themselves to have faith in the intellect? All are number wise. You may be number wise, but do you have faith in the intellect? Can you be given the title of the ones who have faith in the intellect? Is there a number in faith or in the effort? There can never be a percentage in faith, nor can faith ever be number wise. There can be a number in the stage of effort. There cannot be a number in the faith. There is either faith or there is doubt. If there is the slightest doubt in anyone's faith, whether in the mind, words, or actions, if there is the slightest doubt in the mind, he is called one with doubts in the intellect. Do all of you have faith in the intellect to this extent? What is the main sign of those who have faith in the intellect? Is there a special sign for discriminating them, for discerning them? When new ones come in front of you and you haven't heard their history, etc., how will you be able to discern them? Someone mentioned we will receive the vibrations. Baba says, what vibrations will you receive through which you can recognize them? You now have to practice this because at this time a lot of subjects are to be created. And so a lot of practice is needed to discriminate between the close ones and the subjects. The main aspect of how to recognize them is from their eyes. You will have the feeling as though they are clearly focusing on the target. What are the eyes of a marksman like? The archer of the marksman is the military keep a perfect aim. From their face, you will feel that they are marksmen. Marksmen means those who use the archer, Tir Kaman. You people receive the main teaching of looking at just one target, which is to look at just one point. So, to see the point means to see the target. So, what is the sign of those who have faith in the intellect? They will have a perfect aim. If their aim moves even slightly, there is defeat. When you look at someone who has faith in the intellect, from his eyes, you will have the feeling that although he is looking at one thing, he is seeing something else. And his words will also be accordingly. This is the sign of those who have faith in the intellect. The stage of a marksman is that of intoxication, nasha. And so, the sign of those who have faith in the intellect is that they will always aim at the target and their stage will be that of intoxication. Practice this now, and then judge whether whether you discriminate whether your discrimination is accurate or not. And then whilst practicing this, your discrimination will become accurate. People say that the whole world is merged in the vision, and so you will be able to know their whole world from their vision. In order to make your thoughts, words, and deeds accurate, simply remember three words. What are those three words? These three words are mentioned in the Murli every day. For the thoughts, become incorporeal. In your words, become egoless. And in your deeds, become viceless. The three words which I told earlier. Nirakari, that is incorporeal. Nirvikari, that is in deeds, that is viceless. And Nirankari, that is in words, egoless. This is the proof of the words and deeds of the deities. And so if you remember these three, incorporeal, egoless, and viceless, your thoughts, words, and actions, all three will remain very good. The more you stay in the incorporeal stage, the more you will be able to remain egoless and viceless. So again, the basis of egoless and viceless, the second and third one is also incorporeal stage. There won't be any bad odor of vice. This is the main effort. What will you become by remembering these three things? You will become the nose of the three aspects of time, Trikaldarshi, and you will also become the masters of the world in the future. In the present, you become the lords of the three words and the nose of the three aspects of the time, Trilokinath and Trikaldarshi. You have understood the meaning of being the lords of the three words. Those who churn the knowledge of all the three words are the lords of the three words, because you children are also with the Father. Acha. So here we complete the Murli. Maybe we can sit in silence for a minute and then share our churnings. Okay, so maybe we can start now. Which point do you think you could sink in from today's Murli? And how does that correlate with your Purusharth? Maybe you can start with that.
Om Shanti, brother. So today I feel Baba told mainly about easiness and tolerance. So that can pave way for renunciation also.
Right. So two things which he mentioned. One is easiness and tolerance. So if we have that, that will help us to increase that. And what example did Baba give of easiness? He gave one example of Sakar Baba. Do you recall, sister?
So when he meet the elder persons, he is having that much mature, and when he is mingle with the children, and he has that characteristics. So likely we should be that much easy to mold with the people surrounding us.
Right. So I was just reflecting on this, and sometimes while meeting the Lokik people, we are so composed, and sometimes we don't talk to them in that way they expect us to, because we are Brahmins. And likewise, sometimes in Brahmins we become so distinct that we don't know. So whichever group it is, not even Brahmins and Lokik, but it could be even the different age groups, different background. So this is one easiness quality of Baba, which is something which we can think of applying it, which can even bring us closer to the renunciate which Baba is mentioning. Wonderful. What else?
I do think that easiness comes from all the basic seed is soul consciousness. So in Satyug, we are a sweetness also muchly related to be happy, and that is soul consciousness. And that is, I think so after that.
Okay, very good. Anyone else who would like to add on?
Yeah, I also agree with this easiness and tolerance. But Baba has touched one point on for the total renunciate. The first one, what he said was love. And I just would like to take that point. How loving was Baba? What were the samskars of Baba when he was loving? Because if I'm loving, I could be a total renunciate. And for these, I don't see defects, and I have the qualities of easiness and tolerance. For this, Baba told a nice verse sticky, two stickies, which is what I would like to practice. Not of praise, not look at praise, and be stable in the seed space.
Yes. Baba mentioned also about this praise and defamation. So if we get carried away with that, probably we have to, bear the outcomes also. So he told us that it has been seen that at present your stage is based on praise, and praise is defined as like desire or greed for fruit of the actions you perform. So yeah, I think this is something which we can again reflect. And the best time to reflect is, I think, the best way is someone if doesn't appreciates us or uh, probably defames us. How is our stage that time? And even for that matter, praise. Somebody tells us you have done very good. I sometimes just ask to myself, hey, am I really being happy because of his praising me, or can I maybe transfer this praise to Baba because it is Baba who has done? So if I'm able to transfer it quickly, then the impact is not on me. Likewise, even on the defamation thing. So yeah, anybody has some example to share on? If, how do you all deal with this? Somebody praising you or somebody defaming you? How do you deal with this situation in the context which Baba mentioned today?
So
Om
Baba
Shanti.
is finding out what are all the things we have to renunciate. So the main thing we are sticking in subtle ways also this praise. We are falling behind the praise and disturb with the defamation. So he wants that to be removed from us. So in context with the renunciation, he is finding that weakness in us. So he's stressing that point, I think.
No, I'm asking about in our context. So when somebody praises us, what do we do? Likewise, somebody might have defamed us. How do we deal with that?
Om Shanti, Prabhu Bhai.
Yes, Vamish Bhai.
Everyone. Om Shanti. Yeah. So the way I did earlier, I used to get bloated with a lot of appreciation. Okay, and that is when I did not have the gyan. But then when I learned from here, what I started doing is giving it to Baba. So if any kind of appreciation is coming my way, the first thing I would look at is, am I getting carried away by that? Then I'm in body consciousness. And then coming to that realization in that moment that no, whoever I am, whatever I am, it is thanks to the sustenance that the Supreme Father is giving me. So then whatever the appreciation is coming my way, I will give it to Baba. And I would say thanks to Baba for making me an instrument to do whatever I'm doing. And if any kind of a negative comment or behavior is coming my way, subtly, yes, it will hurt me. But eventually what I would do is I would take that moment to recreate myself and say that, okay, that must be my karmic account with that soul. So thank you, Baba, for having this karmic account be settled. And the next thing that I start doing is sending that soul vibrations of healing. Om Shanti.
Wonderful. Thanks, brother. Anybody else would like to add on?
Om Shanti Bhaiji, very truly, Ramesh Bhai said, like immediately we surrender to Baba, whatever praise we get. Then there, I think we are free from body consciousness. No, immediately if we surrender to Baba, and if in case of defamation, so there naturally we feel a little bit like bad for this, but even then we try to improve ourselves. If it is okay, then we'll we'll improve ourselves in this case. And obviously, in case of like praise, immediately, thanks Baba, thanks to you. Like these words make us detached observer. Thank you, Om Shanti.
Wonderful. Thanks.
Om Shanti.
Mhm.
Regarding this defamation, I have one wonderful experience. When I joined Brahma Kumaris after 6 months, Baba blessed me with this, that their sisters gave me this opportunity to open for Gita Pathshala at our this Lokik home, and Baba blessed me with this. And during that time, people used to see, actually I was very enthusiastic, and though the same I am, and I used to carry people to Baba's home. The new persons are coming, Baba ka bacha, and from our society there were 5 and 6 Baba ke bache. They joined Gita Pathshala and used to come to our place to have benefit about this. Then the other person in the society who were not happy because there is a kirtan mandali going around, and there is impact on this, and people who were coming to us were not interested in going there. So one lady who was organizing this and used to say, and that you would be you will become like her only. She has left her home and she is all the time out there. When they told me, though I used to encourage them, no, please don't tell me anything because we are here for Gyan, but they were new to this. And when they told me, I was so happy, and there was a blessing for her. And I thank Baba, that Baba, thank you. It is a blessing in disguise, and you are giving me blessing that because my family was with me. I knew it. Everybody was with me. They never told me, why are you going and why are you going 2 or 3 times to center. Then I was so blessed, and this was new. It was a challenge for me also, but I took it that it is Baba's blessing, and he is giving me blessing that you are free from your own home obligations, and I am there with you. You just do whatever you are doing. So that was a period for me and experience which really recalls me, and whenever I see somebody is defaming me, that recalls me that that was the time, and still I am the same. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Wonderful. Thank you, sister.
Om Shanti, brother. I would like to be very honest in this praise and defamation. I think for me, it's a question of a second. Naturally, because I'm not so stabilized in the seed stage, whenever somebody praises me, naturally my face lights up. I look at the other person, wow, that love and all. But that moment, I just see somebody behind me putting a hand on my shoulders. Hello, you got this because of me. And I see behind it's Baba. I said, yeah, how can that person praise me? All this is got for me from Baba. How can I do? And then I calm down. But initially, if you ask me, there is a glow on my face. There is a kind of thing towards a person. So I won't agree with myself and say immediately I see. That comes to me. So for this, that's why I said I have to stabilize myself in the seed stage. But defamation is something very thing. I just throw it on Baba. I said, Baba, this all happened because of you, because I came to you. Because in the initial stages, I remember when I took to Baba, and there was so much defamation in my school. I was told I was a mad cracker. I used to get notes and all. So I used to really go down. But that time I said, I'm going to put it on Baba. Baba, all this defamation is because of you, so you take it. And just go and tell that soul, whoever has defamed me, that see, it's like this. I'm not going to give any explanation. Like for me, it was a tete-a-tete conversation with him. So for me, it was it is still at times a process. Om Shanti.
Wonderful. Thanks, sister. So beautiful churnings we got from everyone. And yeah, it's a process, but yeah, it requires attention, as sister mentioned. So the more we are having attention, and of course, Baba is always helping us with the Murlis with different versions, and that is how we stay focused. So let us spend for the next 3 minutes in reflection. I am a soul in my subtle body. And off I leave this body and go to the subtle regions. And I see myself walking on top of a mountain with Brahma Baba. The mountain has a narrow path with a steep slope at the left as well as right. When I look at the left, I see all the praises, all the acknowledgements, all the good words for myself told by others. And when I see at the right side, I see all the defamations, agony, angry words for myself. But I know that I am walking with Baba, so I don't get trapped either at the left or at the right. Since I'm holding Baba's hand, I'm always safe. And I'm enjoying my ride on this mountain with Baba. Likewise, I also strike the balance of the master and the child, where I have to become Balak, the child, and where I have to become a master. And as Baba mentioned, that always be at the confluence, because that is what we are meant for. That is how we will be always be safe. So I remind myself that I am at this confluence and I strike out balance in whatever I do. May that be Lokik, Alokik, may that be master or child, may that be praise or defamation, may that be anything. I don't go to the extreme left or to the extreme right, but I stay at the center because that is where my Baba is. That is where he wants me to be. And that is where I find easiness. And that easiness will lead me to complete renunciation, which Brahma Baba has achieved. I come back to my settled body, from my settled body to my current body. And yes, I'm ready to play my beautiful part throughout the day. Om Shanti. Thank you everyone for joining. Have a great day.
Om Shanti, brother. Very fine today morning. Thank you, brother. Thanks for all your effort.